Okay, can the room hear me? Can we get some volume up on the mic for the room? Can everybody hear me? Hello, hello, hello. Thank you so much for your patience with us this morning. It is a beautiful day. So there's that. We're going to get started with our team meeting. Hello, Zoomies. Everybody doing awesome this morning?
Hello, yes, thank you.
Yeah, great. We can hear you. Thank you so much for piping in there. All right, let's get going. Jonathan, maybe. Awesome. All right. Now we can get going for real. Just kidding. Joking with you. We've got our MVVBP this morning to build. Careers worth having, businesses worth owning, lives worth living, experiences worth giving, and legacies worth leaving. Yes. Oh, I'm frozen again.
Chicken worth eating.
We do have some amazing chicken worth eating, as was pointed out. Thank you so much. We're a technology company that provides the real estate platform that our agents, buyers, and sellers prefer. Keller Williams thinks like a top producer, acts like a trainer consultant, and focuses all its activities on service, productivity, and profitability. All right. I've got a mission moment that I would like to share this morning, if that's okay. And I shared this with some of our top agents last week. It was so impactful to me that I would like to take the opportunity to share again with you. I'm in the process of becoming a MAPS leadership coach. Don't worry, I'm not leaving you. Part of the requirements are that I stay in a leadership position so that I can effectively coach leaders in those positions. So it's going to look like team leaders, OPs, people that have built businesses, transaction coordinating businesses, things like that within the Keller Williams sphere. And I've had the opportunity of having a peer coaching partner through the last 9 weeks. We're getting ready to start week 10 of a 16-week program, the Red Shirt program. And Tanya Musgrove has been my partner, absolutely amazing. For the first half of the program, she coached me. And part of it is that we've got to come and be vulnerable. We've got to share real issues, real things that are going on. And then obviously within the confidentiality of our coaching relationship. So about halfway through the process, we switched over. Tanya was an amazing coach for me. She had a way of like getting down into the one little action that I could take to move whatever challenge I was facing forward. And so we switched and I became Tanya's coach. On the first call, I realized that she is about 40 years old, a little bit older than I am. And her husband had been in the hospital for the previous 5 months. He had had a lung transplant and contracted COVID shortly thereafter and was on ECMO. And if anybody knows that situation, it's dire, right? So it looked like things were getting better. He was transitioned off of ECMO. Rewind back and say that I had no idea, literally no idea. I'd been coaching with this lady for 5-6 weeks, and she was talking to me and helping me through my now insignificant feeling challenges. Meanwhile, her husband's in a terrible situation, dire situation. So last week they had transitioned off of ECMO, and he contracted a antibiotic resistant pneumonia. Within about 48 hours, they realized that they had one more medicine to try, and that was it, right? And on Thursday at 2:18, he passed. So I want to ask you where you are creating urgency in your business, because what I learned from Tanya is that a whole lot of urgency got created really quickly. All the things that she wished that she had said, that they wish that they had done, and how much she actually coached me when she was the client. Gary Keller always says, not everybody makes it to play day. And I am a leader that believes in actually living a life by design. And if I can help you achieve your life by design, I would love to do that. This company has been what has caused that for me. And I hope that I can cause that for at least a couple of you in the room. So I wanted to share that mission moment. Obviously, we've gathered around her as a community, and her life is going to be forever changed from this point forward. So thank you for letting me share. KW Cares. Who's heard of it? KW Cares, pretty amazing. I talk about this every time we have a career event. You can see some of the statistics on the slide, and a couple of the things that I think about are a few years ago. Do you remember, anybody remember the floods in West Virginia? Okay, KW didn't exist at that time in West Virginia. There was no market center, no KW office. And KW mobilized quicker than FEMA to get up there and provide aid and support to the flood victims in those communities. That's one example. Countless other examples. So we have a special guest here to speak briefly this morning, Kevin Bracey. Several of you have heard me mention his name over my time here. I had the true honor of being partnered with him on my team for a period of time, and his business has just absolutely blown up since then due to his own, desire and hustle, right, Kevin?
That's right.
So welcome this morning. Your story just continues to inspire me, and I would love if you would just share your start with KW and what that looked like, because it was a little bit different than most, wasn't it?
Absolutely. Well, so how you guys doing, North Carolina?
Woohoo!
Good. So yes, my name is Kevin Bracey. I'm an agent here in Clarksville, Tennessee, and I started Keller Williams. Actually, I started my real estate career back in 2015. I actually got licensed in November 20th, 2015. And when I started at Keller Williams, the reason why I chose Keller Williams, because my father-in-law was an agent in Augusta, Georgia for Keller Williams. And he'd been in the business for a long time. And he was so adamant, he was so he was so dedicated to Keller Williams. So, and he planted the seed in my head to join real estate. So I knew that I was going to join Keller Williams just because he was so passionate about Keller Williams. And when I got licensed, I was working part-time at Keller Williams for like 6 months. And I know we're talking about KW Cares right now. So let me just tell you, I guess, my situation when I first started. So I was a breadwinner for me and my family. My wife was pregnant at the time with our first baby. I was a full-time plumber at the time. And I went to, and my wife, she had just recently graduated from nursing school at Oscar Peay State University. And the year prior, 2014, I never went to go to the doctor for my physical checkup, just because I was young, thought I was healthy. I played sports all my life, so I was kind of in shape too. So I just didn't go in 2014. 2015, she was on my tail about going to the doctor. I don't know, because she was a registered nurse, I don't know. But she was on my tail about going to get my physical. So I went to the doctor, I believe it was March 2nd of 2015. So March 2nd of 2016 now. March 2nd, 2016, I went to the doctor for a regular physical checkup and didn't think nothing of it. So the doctor, they done blood work. The doctor called me actually the next day when my blood results came. And he was like, "Hey, Kev, can we have you come back to the office so we can check your blood work again? We just want to make sure that, what we're reading is correctly." So I went back that next day. They checked my blood work again, and my results came back exactly the same. And they referred me out to an oncology here in town. And then I went to the oncology with me and my family, and he was like, "Hey," the specialist took my blood work, and once he took my blood work, it came back exactly the same as what my primary care doctor was. So he was like, "Hey, Kev, we're gonna have to perform a blood bone marrow biopsy." Mind you, at the time, I had no idea what a bone marrow biopsy was. I was like, "Okay, doc, I mean, you're a professional, so when can we do that?" You're like, "So we're gonna have to do that pretty quickly. So how about you go get lunch, come back in 15, 20 minutes, and we're gonna do it." I said, "Okay." So I had no idea what a bone marrow biopsy was. And sorry, somebody called me. I had no idea what a bone marrow biopsy was at the time. So when I went to go get lunch, I had my phone. Everybody have an iPhone or some type of cellular device anyway. So I Googled, or YouTube bone marrow biopsy, and I tell you, I shouldn't did that. So I lost my appetite. What I seen online when I researched bone marrow biopsy. So I didn't eat. So I went back to the doctor. They performed the bone marrow biopsy, and the results came back that I had cancer. So I found out I had cancer. Mind you, I was a breadwinner of my family. My wife was pregnant at the time. I'm talking about she was really, really pregnant. So I had to really stop working because I had to undergo a bone marrow biopsy the next month. A bone marrow transplant the next month. So I received a bone marrow transplant the next month. And mind you, I'm working part-time at real estate. I only had one closing so far in real estate. So I fill out the form for KW Cares. Someone told me about the form for KW Cares. So I filled it out.
So let me interrupt you just a second, Kevin. So you've got a wife, you're the primary breadwinner. You've taken a huge leap into a new career.
That's right.
You maybe closed one transaction at that point, and you've got cancer. That's and right. You're required to stay in the hospital for how long?
So I was in the hospital for 2 months. I was in the hospital for 2 months in Nashville. And when I got released from the hospital, I had to stay a certain distance from the hospital. So like where I lived in Clarksville, in Nashville, was outside of that distance. So I had to stay in a Hope Lodge down there for like cancer patients that lived out of town, and they had to stay a certain mileage from the hospital. So I had to stay there for, I believe, 3 weeks. I stayed there for 3 weeks. Yeah.
And baby on the way.
And baby, I'm talking about what my wife was pregnant. Like I was in the hospital bed. I was like, "Baby, do you want my bed? I can sleep over there on the couch."
And then not to mention, you've got to be very, very careful about who and what you come into contact with during that time, right?
Absolutely.
Okay. I just wanted to get clear on that. So just a few little things going on.
Yeah, so I was in the hospital for, I done the transplant. I was blessed to have an identical twin brother. So he was my donor. So it worked out perfect. So it was a perfect match. He was my donor. It's kind of hard for a lot of people who do bone marrow transplant because it's hard finding an actual match for a donor. So I had an identical twin brother. So he was, of course, my donor. So, mind you, I fill out the form a while ago for KW Cares. I didn't think anything of it. One day I had an email. I believe Angel called me one day. She was like, "Hey, did you check your email?" I'm in the hospital. I'm not checking no email. I'm sick. So I checked my email and it was, "Hey, congratulations." So I've been approved with, I was approved with KW Cares. KW Cares granted me $20,000. Mind you, only had one closing so far, and that was, it didn't equal $20,000. So I'm like, wow. So you should bless my family with $20,000. And the crazy part about the whole situation was, I'm new in real estate. You just gave me basically $20,000 to help me and my family out, and it was just blessed. I'm blessed with people that I met at Keller Williams, like Ariel, you,
I was going to say, so why do you love KW?
I love it. Like, I love Keller Williams just because of the culture. Like, Keller Williams didn't have to do that to me and my family. Like, you could have been like, oh yeah, let me say a prayer for you. You didn't have to go out your way and, you know, do donations and all that. And what I learned about real estate when I first got in, it wasn't about the money. It was about the mindset. It was about building relationships. It was about, you know, connecting with people. And that by itself is a life lesson, not just a, you know, yearly lesson. That's a life lesson that you can take whatever career you decide. You know, life is about building relationship and helping others, that I feel like. So
I want to take a minute and point out one of the things that people always say about Kevin is that he's got an amazing smile, and he is completely downplaying this situation. It was much more intense than he would lead you to believe here. And, you know, the KW, like you said, the KW family wrapped around him during that time. So tell us where you are today. Where's business this year? What's it looking like? Closed units? How are you feeling about it?
So yes, so I came in this year. So last year I only closed like 3.5 million. This year I set a goal for 4 million, because last year, I was happy. So I was just up a million. So I'm currently at 5.2 million closed, and I have 2 million on a contract right now.
That is awesome. What do you attribute that to?
God.
Yeah, you get some round of applause in the room going on.
So babe, let me tell you when my business turned around, and this is the honest God truth. So when I started, I tithe to my church. So when I started tithing faithfully and intentionally, I promise you, like, that's when it all changed, because I was the same Kevin Bracey doing my daily activity, working out, you know, circle prospecting. That's what I was doing. But soon I started dedicating my money to giving back. That's when my business started to change. That's when I started, you know, it just started pouring, like, hey, somebody just called me. They have 2 houses for sale. And, you know, when I started giving, that's when everything's turned around.
Everything is energy, huh?
Absolutely.
You've got the energy. So I greatly appreciate you talking to the team today. Does anybody have any questions or comments for Kevin? Kevin is located in Clarksville, Tennessee. Yeah. And just to give you an idea on price point, you're going to close out the year, what, maybe 7 million or so?
I'm shooting for 7.5.
Okay, fantastic. And they've got a similar average cost of sale or price point as we do here in Burlington. Do you know what your average price point is?
Around 281.
Okay. Yeah. So we're roughly 240, 260 range, depending on the month. Yeah, that's awesome. What does an average day look like for you? You talked about circle prospecting.
So an average day is, so I'm faithful about working out. Like, I'm really huge on working out. So I go to the gym at 5:45 in the morning.
We see those muscles.
I go to the gym at 5:45 Monday through Friday. Then when I go home, take a shower, get dressed, drop my kids off at daycare. I have 3 right now. I know. I have 3. I have 3 girls. So pray for me.
Oh, I feel your pain, brother.
So I drop my daughters off at daycare. I go to the office. When I get to the office, I say a prayer. I read a book, or, you know, I do my reading session. After I do my reading session, I check my emails. After I check my emails, it should be around 9 o'clock. At 9 o'clock, I start to circle prospect from 9 to 11. Then once
tell us what that looks like. What does circle prospect look like to you?
So basically, anytime I sell a house, and it's not even just me selling the house, it's anytime I go on RealTracs, which is our multiple listing service, then I pick any house that just sold, or just became active, or whatever, any type of activity. Then I use RedX, and then I just circle prospect. I call the surrounding neighbors, like, hey, it's Kevin Bracey with Keller Williams. I just sold the house over there on 123 Main Street. or there was a house that just listed and I just wanted to know, was there anything I can help you with? You know, just call around.
Yeah. And how many yeses do you get as compared to how many no's?
So on an average day, I can call 100 numbers, and I typically have a conversation with at least 20 people out of the 100 people. And I typically get around five contacts in a session.
Awesome. Thank you so much, Kevin.
Anytime.
We wish you the best this year. Love to have you come visit Burlington.
I'm gonna have to go up. Yeah.
Thank you again. Appreciate having you today, and best of wishes in your business to close out the year. All right. Get our slides back up. Man, I tell you what, he's always an inspiration to me. Yeah, here we go. All right. Next up are the lovely ladies from Union Home Mortgage. To take a few minutes to talk with you today. It's hard to follow, right? Kevin is so awesome. And I thought about that about halfway through his talk. I was like, man, maybe I should have switched this up a little bit.
Went first because now we feel like losers.
No. Kevin, we love you. We love y'all so much.
With Kevin's workout schedule at what, 5:45 and everything. Yeah.
Strengths and weaknesses, right? That's what
Exactly.
we'll say. If you want to hold that or clip it on, just remember that our Zoom folks can't hear you if you don't talk into the microphone.
Sounds good.
There we go.
Sounds good. Good afternoon, KW Central. We're so glad to see you guys in person, and it's so good to see all of you on Zoom as well. And we're just thankful to be here today. Happy fall, y'all. It's just a great time of year. We have a few mortgage updates that we want to go over with you guys. So first of all, some mortgage changes that are coming up. The Federal Housing Finance Agency increases their conforming loan limits the first of the year. What we have decided to do to be a little bit more proactive and take advantage of the conforming loan limits, we have decided to go ahead at Union Home Mortgage and make that effective now. So conforming loan limits will be increasing to or are increased with Union Home Mortgage to $625,000 as opposed to the $548,250 conforming loan limits that it was previously. And we all were joking and happy that it's a good round loan number that we can remember rather than, you know, $548,250 so random. So anyhow, that's effective now with Union Home Mortgage. Those increases will come the first of the year, you know, kind of for other companies and everything. So what that does is you won't have to go with a jumbo loan. If it's up to $625,000, you're able to do just a regular conventional mortgage, which is, you know, lower down payments. And also, so conventionals, 3 to 5%, you know, minimum down payment, and the interest rates are lower with conforming versus jumbo rates. So just want to make you guys aware of that. And one of the next topics that we'll go over, and I think Ariel said they're going to send out these slides too, so that you guys can have, you know, all of this information at your fingertips. A quick topic that we wanted to touch on, Ariel was saying that there may have possibly been a little bit of confusion the past team meeting about USDA loans. So we wanted to touch base on that really quickly and just let you know USDA loans, USDA direct, meaning it goes directly through USDA. There can be an expensive recapture rate on those loans. Typically the recapture can be, you know, very expensive, and these are for very low income borrowers where, you know, there's a lot more overlays and stipulations directly through USDA direct. And they do also have, programs where they help make some of the monthly payment and a lot of different stipulations, but that is not the loans that we do. We do, USDA loans through Union Home Mortgage. So we just didn't want that misconception to possibly be out there that all USDA loans have a recapture, because that's not the case. It's a great program. And again, we don't do those programs that have those kind of, can be surprising. Everyone's not, there's so much going on at the time of a home purchase, as you know, and so much paperwork and everything that sometimes some things like that can be overlooked. So we don't offer, programs like that. Absolutely.
Thank you. The USDA Direct program is, that's a situation where your buyer is going to be working directly with a USDA employee. Payments are government subsidized, and they don't understand that it's more or less like a second mortgage. So when you look at their statement balance, you don't see the full thing. So that's another question you want to ask people who have the USDA direct financing, is to look at their mortgage statement but get a payoff, because it's gonna be vastly different. The program that we offer is the guaranteed. So
yeah, no, I'm glad you did.
So are some of these people the ones that can qualify for purchasing through Section 8 housing?
It's a lot like, some of the programs are a lot like the Section 8 housing. Exactly. That's a very good simile for some of.
There are, like, people can't buy via Section 8 vouchers and can be put towards their mortgage. So
right.
I didn't know if that falls under the same program or if it's
they have to make below, I want to say, is it 60% of the area median income? They have income limits that are much lower than the product that we use. So, I mean, it helps people who are in a position where they want to own a home, but they need a little help. So it's a good program. It's just not what lenders like us do.
Yeah. And that program also requires some extensive training with USDA employees. So it's not a quick turn time. It's going to be a 6 months to a year process.
And I would definitely recommend, like I said, USDA is not a bad loan program. It's a great loan program. Send them to us. If you hear of anyone that's going directly through USDA, have them check with us, also, or have them check with us first. And, we can definitely see if something more aggressive is needed, for their pre-approval. So just let us know if we can help in any way. Does that clear up some of that, that on that topic? Anyone else have any questions about USDA? Yes. Anyone in Zoom land have any USDA questions? Zoomies, is that what you call them? And if you have any other questions about, USDA or any other programs, to contact us anytime, and we're glad to help answer any other questions. Next topic, a beautiful topic. Let's talk interest rates. So interest rates are still phenomenal right now. We're saying, 30-year fixed interest rates, 2.875, 15-year interest rates, 2.25, FHA, government loans, 2.75. And, just keep in mind, of course, as you know, that it's credit score driven, and, loan amount, down payment, what program type, that someone's going with, will dictate their interest rate. Any questions? And keep in mind, we wanted to also just put in your a couple of flyers. Keep in mind that we do, in addition to conventional USDA, FHA, VA, we offer construction loans as well, and rehabilitation loans. So we offer construction loans all the way up to 100% loan to value with VA, 3.5% down FHA construction loans, and 95% conventional loan to value construction loans. So, if you've got someone out there that does not find the house of their dreams and wants to build, we have a wonderful construction loan program. Yes.
For your rehab loans, is it just
So what type of rehabilitation loans that do we have? They are not just FHA. We do have conventional loan programs as well. Conventional, we have FHA, and we also have a USDA renovation loan or rehabilitation loan. Not everybody has a USDA rehabilitation loan. Does anyone want to?
Yeah, our construction rates are extremely competitive. And if in fact you're getting a USDA rural rehab, they are limited. Everything has to be done within a 3-month period. And they're also limited as to the maximum amount. I can't remember off the top of my head that it is. But also they need to have a credit score that's about 20 points higher than a normal. And they are limited, cannot do any structural changes. So you're talking new appliances, things of that nature, that's all fine.
And yes. First time home buyer programs, we sure do. We have different types of home of 3.5% down, 3% down conventional.
$8,000 North Carolina, $8,000 down payment assistance through North Carolina Housing.
North Carolina Housing.
10,000 Greensboro.
Does it have to be paid back? Yes. And so that's kind of going back to, going back to some of the down payment assistance programs, and some of those, some of those do have a recapture if you sell it or refinance during a specific period of time. Some are 5 years, some are 9 years, and it just depends on when they do sell that home or refinance.
It's regarding when the recapture comes into play. Can you hear me? Okay. It's forgivable after 15 years. So if they sell or refinance in the first 10 years, they're going to have to pay that off. But it's at 0 interest. There's no accrual. So if they borrowed the $8,000, the payoff is going to be $8,000. Correct. So it's 20, 40, 60, 80, 100% by year 15. Right. Did you have a question? I know not enough about it to speak, so I'm going to defer to, we need to find out more information, and maybe we can get a communication out to Keller Williams to distribute. Thank you. I'm sorry. I apologize for not repeating the question. The question was regarding a $15,000 down payment assistance program that we need to find out more information on and get back to you guys.
And we also, in addition to the North Carolina Housing, have a City of Greensboro down payment assistance program. It is completely forgivable after 5 years. So it's $10,000. After 5 years, it's gone. And you have to be within the city limits. I've had some individuals who understand that. They buy a house across the street that's not in the city limits, but they thought it was. So make sure that you're checking that if your particular buyer is going into that program. Also, the Guilford County has introduced a county program. It is extremely restrictive on the amount of income that they can use. Pretty much, they have to have income and no other debt in order to qualify. And they have a maximum purchase price on a home, which I believe is $171,000 or $169,000. So it's extremely limited, but it's available for those who need it. And we know right now that down payment assistance is not the favorite amongst sellers. So we haven't been seeing a lot of those, but we do expect them to start coming back on the market.
Question. Was there a question in the chat?
That's the HECM. Okay. I believe I know. And ask Tiffany if she could confirm in the chat. Tiffany, if you could confirm in the chat, are you speaking to the HECM or the home equity reverse mortgage? Okay. Okay. Thank you, Tiffany. I am familiar with what it is. I actually had a long conversation with my regional manager yesterday about it. We do not offer that product. But a reverse mortgage, if you guys don't know, is for seniors over 62, who can borrow against the equity in their property or even purchase a home and not have a monthly payment. So I was approached yesterday by an 83-year-old senior citizen who wanted to get cash out, refinance to live off the money. And I thought, I'm not the right person for you. We need to find you somebody that can help you. But we don't currently offer it at Union Home Mortgage.
And we do offer bridge loans. Kind of keep that in mind. You know, it's still obviously a multiple offer environment. So keep in mind that we do offer solutions so that you don't have to put in an offer that's contingent upon, you know, possibly don't have to put in an offer that's contingent upon their existing home selling. You know, let us definitely look at the bridge loan program. You know, we do that a lot where we have. So I'll have to look at exactly.
There's no fee.
Well, there's no fee, but there's some closing costs. Is that what? So roughly around, let's say around 8, the last one that I did, I'll use that one. Of course, it depends on loan amount and so forth, but the closing costs were around $800, you know, because you've still got to go through an attorney, you know, appraisal, you know, those type, you know, fees, $800 to $1,200, let's say, somewhere right there in that range. And no, it's not bad. The payments on that, the loan are interest only, and we don't have to count the existing mortgage payment against them. And that's the big thing that, you know, makes the debt to income ratio pass, is that we don't have to count the existing mortgage payment against the borrower. So, so it really does help out. And, you know, it definitely is for a short-term period. You know, you're looking at, you know, 9 months or less, you know, so it's definitely for someone who has a home that they're getting ready to, you know, put on the offer, you know, put on the market as soon as they close on their new purchase. We can extend, you know, there's a fee and we can extend, obviously, but, you know, it's definitely for someone who's looking at more short term. And don't forget, one of the most popular things that we just absolutely are so proud to offer at Union Home Mortgage is our recast feature. So once the person sells their house, or they don't even have to have the bridge loan, once one of your sellers sell their house, they can take the money that they used, they can go ahead and close on the new purchase, and they can take the money, the funds that they receive from the sale of their existing house and put down on the new mortgage, and we can re-amortize those payments at the new loan amount. Same interest rate, same loan interest rate and term. We don't have to refinance them. It's a one-time $250 fee each time they do a recast. But we can, and throughout the life of the loan with Union Home Mortgage, let's say they get a bonus one year. Don't just have to be from a home sale. Let's say they get a bonus one year of $10,000 and they want to put that towards their mortgage payment to reduce it by around $60, $65 a month roughly in payment. We can do that as long as it's $10,000 or more. And then each time that they do a recast during the life of their loan, it's a one-time $250 fee to re-record the new note and everything down at the Register of Deeds. But it's a great program, and it really can help people feel confident about moving forward with the purchase when they have an existing home, because one, you know, they can go ahead and take advantage and get their dream home and not have to wait until their existing home sells. And two, they can be in the same situation that they would have been in had their home sold before they purchased. They'll have the same, you know, monthly payment. So if someone does not qualify, why would you do a bridge loan versus taking advantage of just the recast? So if someone does not qualify for both homes, debt to income ratio wise, that's the only reason we would do a bridge loan, is if their debt to income ratio does not pass. Because when we do a bridge loan, we take out the equity of their existing home, use that as a down payment on the new purchase, and then we don't have to count that existing mortgage payment, against them. You've got the interest only payment on the new loan. Does that make sense? Is there a minimum amount of equity required? Yes, 20%.
Right. Okay, so that's a great question. Tammy's asking, is there a minimum equity amount? What we'll do is we have the current home, their primary residence appraised, and we can lend up to 80% of the value minus any first mortgage balance that they may have. We pay off that existing first. They have one mortgage with us that's the bridge loan, and that loan is interest only. And we don't have to count the payment on that. We do count the taxes and insurance, I believe, but we don't have to count the interest only payment. So then we're only dealing with the new mortgage on the purchase home and only the taxes and insurance on the exiting residence. Does that answer your question?
Your borrower does not have to make your borrower then, or your buyer then, does not have to make a contingency offer on the new house, which those won't get accepted most likely. So this eliminates that contingency offer on the new house that they want to buy if they look at doing a recast once that other house sells. And it's not anything that you have to do. It's not a special loan that's here, I'm going to do a recast. It's just a caveat that we have that they have available to them after that loan, after the house that they just are selling sells and they close on the new one.
And it's easy. I did it personally on our house.
Great program.
Robbie took advantage of that recast and said that he was pleased with that. So thank you so much for sharing that. We appreciate it.
Did as well. Love it.
It is a great feature. We're really proud to be able to offer that. And I didn't even think to introduce ourselves. Sorry, this is at the end, but there's some newer faces and lots of faces that we know, lots of new faces. So I'm Michelle Roten.
Julie Miller.
Teresa Mansell, soon to be Cobble.
Yeah, haven't made the official change. Rhonda Mascarella.
Sorry, I didn't mean to be rude and not introduce ourselves to start with. So anyhow, any other mortgage related questions that we can help with? Well, it was a pleasure spending time with you guys in person and in Zoom. We'll be hanging around. If you have any questions or if there's anything that we can help, just let us know anytime. And we appreciate our partnership with you guys and let us know any way that we can help. Thank you so much.
Wow. I have to say I think I can speak for many of us. That was some excellent information. Two things I took out of it. Just like we endeavor to be a realtor for life, these ladies endeavor to be the lender for life, right? It's an ongoing relationship, both between you and them and your clients and them. And the second thing that I took out of it is there's a whole lot of information that you don't have to remember. And that's the beautiful thing about keeping that relationship strong, right? So don't try to be the expert with your clients. Know that there's programs and options, many programs and options available to them, and then say, let me get you to the best resource to help you find the best program for your specific situation. Even when we ask questions, sometimes we don't know exactly which questions to ask, and it can change from day to day also. And these ladies have the wonderful task of staying on top of all that. Again, those rate charts and everything will be out in the flyers that we send. Watch for the team meeting link. We'll send those flyers with them. It was a lot of information that I think you'll find helpful. So we'll make sure to have that stuff attached for you. Thank you. All right. Who wants to be a millionaire real estate agent? Whether that's in your mind or in reality. Want to be a millionaire. What is the 80-20 rule? Amy says 80% of the results come from 20% of the activities. Do we have a yes? Yes. Yes, many of us get caught in the busyness versus the business, and it's important to focus on the tasks that bring you the highest return. which is what we learned from the Millionaire Real Estate Agent. I'm going to turn the floor over to Jen because it's important we go fast through this process, and she is the master at that.
All right, so I'm going to tell myself real quick, and I don't have much time, but for those of you who were 80s children and saw the Micro Machine commercials, I used to try to do those when I was a kid. So if anybody knows what I'm talking about, like that's my special talent in life. All right, so we've got some birthdays. We're gonna do first names only for time's sake, but you see the slide. So, and if I hurt anybody's name, I'm so sorry. It is never my intention to mess up names, but we do wanna celebrate your birthday. So happy birthday to Bob, Beth, Jim, Victor, Ashley, Alice, Tyler, Sonia, Chloe, Miranda, Tyler, again, Mr. Knight, Mary, Reyes, Michael, Landon, Chris, Hillary, Hill, Ashley, Angela, Angelica, Brandon, Nigel, and Larry. And I don't know why I threw in one last name, but hey, it worked. All right. It's Hillary Hall. It's a typo.
That's why it popped out to you.
That's why I kicked my brain, because I was like, wait a minute, I know that name. Good catch, good catch. We're just trying to make sure you're awake, people. Just trying to make sure you're awake. All right, October work anniversaries. Thank you so much for being with us here at Keller Williams. We're here to celebrate another year for Linda, Isla, Robin, David, Tammy, Ashley, Cyrene, Andrea, Nanette, Aaliyah, David, Susan, Ginger, Sam, and again, congratulations for being with Keller Williams. I like the dancey guy. He's cool. All right, real quick, does anybody have any bucket fills? Anybody that you would like to say thank you? I appreciate you. All right, Mr. Mark Sweat. Here, let me get you on mic if you don't mind.
I'd just like to thank Dreama Howard and Lisa Isley. A couple of weeks ago, one of my family members got COVID, so I was around them and had to quarantine, and they called and checked and asked if they could do anything for me, and I appreciate that.
That's awesome. Anybody else have a bucket fill?
I do. It's Ethiel.
Go ahead, Ethiel.
So I would like to bucket fill Lauren Alinsky, who is helping me out tomorrow with a home inspection. I'd planned to be back, but my sweetheart has won a lifetime membership award for the arson investigation, the international, and I'm able to stay here and actually see him get that award. So thank you, Lauren.
Oh, that's awesome. God, family, and business in that order. Anybody else have a bucket fill that you would like to add in? Miss Christy May. Hey, Christy May.
We moved up to the east side of the building, and I just want to thank my awesome assistant, Emily, Allred, and Trudy, for helping us get moved quickly. Now, my office is chaotic, like the whole time I've been here.
Moving on up. I love it. Anybody else? All right. We got just a few more slides to run through. All right, we've got some cappers here. Deidre Kotz, congratulations. You're now enjoying 100% of your commission. Richard Policelli, same thing. Congratulations, 100% commission. Sarah Montrose, first year capper. That is fantastic. All right, a very first transaction, Amanda Lynn Cannon. Linda Atkins. And I just want to say congratulations. Those are huge milestones.
We've got some more celebrations in the house for the $1 Million Club individuals. Katie Brown, Robbie Cavender, Sherry Clayton, Elvis Cruz, Donna Donovan, Lisa Isley, Crystal Kelly, Amy Klutz, Alice Ray, and Gary Reniger. Congratulations. 1 Million Club groups and teams. We've got the Glidewell Properties, Beth and Pete Glidewell, congratulations. Dudley Realty Group, Hey Christy May Real Estate, Hayes Our Home Team, the Alex and Victoria Home Team, and the Gibson Group, $1 Million Club groups and teams. $2 Million Club groups and teams, Wooten Home Team. Congratulations. And that's on the upside of the 2 million, almost 3. We've got a $3 million club or team, or excuse me, group or team in the house, the Sandy Sparks sales team. Congratulations. And before we go to this next one, I just have to take a minute and point out the significance of this. Last month, we busted the $5 million club mark. That was the first time in history that we've done that. This team went completely through the roof, busted a ceiling, and made it to the $6 million team. Congratulations, A-team. Your systems, processes, and care to your clients show. And not only is that in the $6 million club, is the upper $6 million club, almost $7 million in 1 month. That is a huge, huge accomplishment. Congratulations. All right, we've got some numbers for you. Again, these will be out in the slides. Everything up across the board. It's important to watch your numbers, and that way you know what is occurring in the market and in your business. You can also check in your reports on mykw.kw.com, and you can find your multi-year trends report. That means it compares each year that you've been in the business over where you're at currently in your business. And then you can take these numbers and compare to where you are. So if the numbers are going up across the board and maybe your numbers are down, there might be some stories, opportunities in that. Maybe you need leverage. Maybe I don't know, something has happened. In any case, our team is here to help you with that. Or you might see on the other side of it that your numbers are up significantly across the board as compared to the local numbers and the regional numbers and international numbers. What's new at our market center? So we've got the MREA Business Planning Clinic Wednesday and Thursday this week from 1 to 5. Fail to plan, plan to fail. It is going to be live streamed here in the training center. There's going to be food, things available, maybe not. Oh, no food. It's 1 to 5, duh. So join your fellow members. There will also be facilitators. Karen Ward is going to be helping us facilitate that along with our productivity team. So if you've got questions and need help getting that plan in place, we'd love to have you here to do that together. Beth's got a question. Yes, ma'am. Broker metrics. I have not been very consistent about sending that out. So we'll come up with a plan to make sure that comes out more consistently. Do you know where we would find it? It's a special report through a program that we've got called Broker Metrics. And there's a very limited, I think we've only got one login to it. So yeah. Yeah, those graphs are great. I remember that as an agent also. We've got Digital Profit Camp coming up Tuesday, October 26th. Back to MREA Business Planning Clinic. If you're not able to make it here to the training center, it is live streamed on KW Connect. You can go there and watch. And if you've got a team or a group that you would like to watch with offsite, more than welcome to do that there. Digital Profit Camp. And then I'm going to hand over the floor briefly to Christy May to talk about our Trunk or Treat coming up.
Hey, y'all.
Hey.
Hey. Get out your phones. This is the only time you're allowed to do this as a real estate agent. But in your calendar, Tuesday, October the 26th, that is 1 week from today. If you have kids, bring your little totties over to the parking lot and let them walk around and get some candy because we know you want their teeth to rot out. If you
candy tax, moms get the candy tax.
Yes, yes.
And dads or other.
So I'll tell you my philosophy on that. You might think that it's awful and you might think that it's great. We would let our kids go trick-or-treating. We'd go back home. We'd say, dump it on the floor and eat as much as you want. And then they'd get sick and they wouldn't want to eat anymore. So it works really well. All right. If you do not have little ones, then go ahead and raise your hand if you're going to decorate your car so the little ones can walk around and go fishing for candy out of your car. We need everybody to participate on some level. And whoever has the best decorated car does win a gift card. So I'm not going to tell you how much or to wear, but Tori's claiming it. So whoever thinks they can outdo Tori, bring it.
Thank you so much for that. Y'all come up with the best ideas. I love it. Just a note on end of year scheduling. We've got a lot of commitments coming down from region as far as getting budgets in, plans for the entire market center for the next year. Tons of trainings that we're required to be in all the way up until literally December 31st. Kim has access to everybody's calendar, including mine. If you ever cannot get a hold of me, or if I'm driving down the road and don't answer a text message, please reach out to Kim. She'd be more than happy to get you on my calendar, as well as Teresa has access to my calendar. Jen does, Emily does, basically the whole team. Feel free to plug yourself in. I live by my calendar, so that's extremely helpful. Just like your job is as agents is to not be sitting behind your desk all day, my job as a team leader is not to be sitting behind my desk all day either. I'm required to do a lot of things that are outside of the office. So I'm not avoiding you. I love seeing your pretty faces, and just make sure to reach out if you need anything from me. And I'd love to schedule time with you. Sunshine Committee, who's my rep? All right, Amy, Tori, Tammy, and Joe Don is agent on duty right now. So yeah, let me here. Hold up.
As far as why we're here and the purpose behind it, Tori, can I share? Between COVID and a bunch of change in staff and et cetera, we felt as though we were not as united and family oriented as what our motto says. Both Tori and I, we both lost a parent back in May, and we're kind of forgotten because of everything. So we wanted to make sure that none of our agents feel that way. So we formed a committee, and we have made it a purpose and intent to raise money for the Sunshine Fund, which is local. It does not leave our market center. Okay, so every dollar that you donate stays here. And we are recognizing both difficult life events. Yes.
Every dollar except if we request a KW Cares grant on your behalf. The market center is required to contribute a portion of that grant before we ask for KW Cares to come in for help. So I just wanted to say that.
Yes. Life events. We're recognizing several different hardships, both personal, family, hospitalization, sickness, because we know that a lot of our agents in the last couple months have suffered and have been hospitalized, death of family members. And we also want to celebrate with you too. So if anyone's getting married or if anyone has had a baby, we do send cards and other items at times. We have created an email account. Help me guys, 832 Sunshine KW, I can't see. Here.
KWSunshine832@gmail.com. We need your guys' help to let us know when things are happening. Obviously, we don't know everything. Leadership doesn't know everything. So we want to be that liaison for everybody. If you feel like somebody is in need, please reach out. You can reach out to any of us. You can reach out to leadership. You can send an email. It's all confidential. It doesn't get, unless somebody doesn't, wants it known. But we're here. We want to help. Think of us as a mini, like a local KW Cares for you guys.
And again, you can donate. We're going to have the 50-50 raffles. We're going to try to do it every single meeting. So bring your dollars. You can get with Emily and Ashley if you'd like to donate on each transaction, or you can reach out to one of the leadership members or us if you just want to do a one-time donation as well. We've got our little pledge cards, and we've got a wall up in the training area for those as well. Okay, so help us help you.
We're ready to do the raffle now, or are we going to wait until then? Okay, I'd like to throw 20 in on that. And I'll give it to you as soon as I get my wallet. $20. Yep, whatever that is. Yeah. These ladies have really taken. Anybody else want in on Sunshine Committee raffle?
The winner takes 50% of it, and the 50% goes to the Sunshine Fund.
All right. That's a lot. These ladies and Joe have really taken an effort to keep us connected as a market center. We've got about 4,500 built up in the fund. It does go on our balance sheet, so we do track it, and we have a policy and procedure that's going to be up for vote on our next ALC meeting, just to keep it systematized. So we very much appreciate what y'all are doing for the Market Center. We don't want anybody to feel forgotten or missed. Yes, and as Tori pointed out, the goal is that if God forbid we do need to apply for a KW Cares grant, that we've got enough money to contribute to that portion if and when the time comes. We know we've got several folks in need. I think you all are aware of Kim's situation. She's fighting cancer currently, and then Jacob Barber is looking for a kidney donor as well. So at this time, neither of them have requested assistance, and we're keeping close contact with them. So if you know of anybody in need, please let the Sunshine Fund know. All right. Sunshine Committee. Oh, I'm going to keep, give you a minute. It's all going to go in the fund anyways. Yeah, it's really a win-win if any one of mine ends up winning. All right, moving on. Was I switching? Or were you? Was it? All right, so we're letting them mix the bowl real fast, going back over MREA Business Planning Clinic. You've got that information, Digital Profit Camp. You can register at kwrievents.kw.com. Be aware of your Telephone Consumer Protection Act. That information is in there as well. Thank you, and we will get to our raffle. If I've got, well, I think I'm a conflict of interest. Yeah. If you want to join in on the raffle and you are on Zoom, let one of these ladies know, and we'll be happy to get you in on the next one if you aren't able to attend in person. Okay. All right. Jonathan drew. Tammy held the bowl. I didn't touch anything. We shuffled a bunch, she says. And the last three numbers are 4, 6, 7. Isaac's a jokester. We've got 5, 1, 4, 4, 5, 1, 4, 4, 6, 7. Five, 1, 4, 4, 6, 7. Oh, look at that. One of my tickets. Yeah, it's all gonna go. Yeah. Yes. All right. $160 raised for Sunshine Fund. Everybody have a wonderful afternoon. Enjoy the sunshine. See you next time.